Musicality, Sound and Consciousness. What is the role of music in all of this? What really occurs when you improvise or are using sound spontaneously? Where do the musical ideas come from? What do you communicate in those moments? Could you view musicality as a sensitivity that potentially allows you to express yourself and in so doing brings to awareness all the dimensions of awareness? I am persuaded that musical expression can take its source and motivation in various layers of awareness. Lower celestial, agonizing feelings. Upper astral, sensations of happiness, empathy, peace, calmness, love. Lower mental, intelligence typically influenced by the lower celestial. Upper psychological, intuition. The person's spiritual layer, soul or cumulative layers, collective memory, spiritual. Any so-called imaginative expression is not for that reason instantly beyond suspicion. A great deal of artistic expression is rather psychological and uninspiring. You need to get a sense of where somebody draws their impulses from. When taking part in musical activity, be it in spontaneous improvisation or conscious listening, several levels of consciousness are triggered. When following the laws of consistency, that is to state respecting the numerous levels involved, music can facilitate interaction and spirited experimentation between the different levels of consciousness, hence contributing to a steady harmonization and healing. For this to occur, it is necessary that your expression corresponds as much as perhaps to your sensations. Any motivation or feeling need to be straight and consistently translated into musical expression. Therefore, musical expression ends up being a part of the continuous process of mind attempting to catch up with and expect internal modification. You can view yourself as an instrument when playing spontaneously. Your frame of mind figures out very much the level of consciousness transmitted through your music. A gamer who has actually adequately worked on his or her uncomfortable emotions, and who is not governed by them any longer, will naturally access other levels of awareness. The reality that music does not utilize spoken language contributes significantly to its prospective success in doing so. The specific qualities of this sort of musical expression to the construction of bridge between mind and the spiritual, therefore to expose to you spirit's lively, poetic language, its power to activate your feelings, have you experience the spiritual elements within you, and to allow you to call the deepest layers of your being. The search for meaning, to make sense of your life, separately or jointly, is the surprise motor behind innate human interest. The reality of being an evolved organism on an evolutionary level permits you to expect changes. Music can assist you find the much deeper meaning in your life. When it is directed by the spiritual dimension, artistic expression enables the elaboration of private and collective vision of who you really are and towards what you need to move in order to make it through. Active music making, a bit like working with dream interpretation, accelerates the psychic work and the symbolic process of the individual. The procedure in music and sound therapy triggers the subconscious of the therapist and the client and brings into the open product from the subconscious, for example as music, images, dreams that are psychological image associations that otherwise might not end up being mindful. In my experience as an improvising artist, I can state that I am typically finding myself in areas of awareness beyond my understanding. It is very important to remember that the unconscious is not only made up of a subconscious with its unsolved feelings, but also of the superconscious, the inexplicable component of a spiritual kind, or, in order to utilize a more neutral expression, it is part of the energy around us. You might understand little about what spirituality really is. This does not suggest you need to deny its existence. You can state that it is a level of awareness that is clearly beyond feelings and suffering and is not affected by them. It communicates timeless values all of us seem to settle on and are yearning for: beauty, peace, consistency, peace, pleasure, creativity, understanding, empathy, love, meaning. These values can be experienced through your feelings. Sensations are not on a logical, left brain level. You cannot argue rationally about sensations. The left brain has no access to sensations. Meditation, some simple awareness exercises, and certainly music can assist you to access that level and to discover how to draw on it when needed. I know that there are pitfalls sometimes. You even experience discomfort when strolling along this road. Trust that this road is causing somewhere preferable. In some cases, there is just a sensation in your heart that tells you to keep on going. It can be great to remember some moments, courses, movies, people that had the quality you desire. The starting point may be to accept and believe that these words exist and do indicate something to everyone. When during playing I handle to open what I like to call a door of the mind, I can never actually inform where exactly this opening will lead me to. When, for instance, I enter into the reasoning of a Balanese Glendro scale on the performance harp, I discover myself transferred into a totally different way of playing. When playing an Alo scale on a kodo, I have discovered myself in a space I have often called the ancient Hebraic. Other individuals present when I was playing also experienced the feeling of being transferred into an unknown space. The idea of energy fields allows you to accept, if not to understand, the different sources of musical inspiration. Throughout one of my courses, a participant felt the need to clarify something in herself. A dream the previous night had actually suggested that she do this. She improvised on flower pots. Very rapidly she participated in an extensive circulation of playing, and I had the abrupt sensation of remaining in the middle of numerous wild geese all lifting off together from the surface area of the lake in order to continue their migration. The feeling was extremely vivid, and I could hear the remarkable sound made by all those wings and cries all around me. Before this, the woman had actually been explaining an energy movement from her tummy location to her heart, and after that to her head. The scene with the geese was emphasizing and providing form to this very sensation. In the chapter on the 5 elements, I relate how the water component is connected to the stubborn belly. The birds were rising into the air aspect, symbolizing the chest and heart location, and were flying towards desired location. I concluded that in a few days or so the woman would become clearer about what she had actually been feeling during the course. Images consisting of symbols like this do not appear by chance. It is constantly rewarding attempting to make sense of them. Concentration, Strength and joy are sure indications of quality in musical expression. Where tolerance and self-confidence can blossom, bridges are developed between expression and the much deeper layers of consciousness. These deeper feelings can bubble up and incorporate into awareness and everyday life. This movement might take some days, weeks, or even months. It eventually will become integrated. Throughout a free improvisation, everyone is somewhere following his or her own thread of mild insaneness, and no one blames anyone. This gentle recklessness allows self-healing forces, the spiritual level in each one of us, to take over on a group level in addition to on a private level. When intensity and pleasure exist, it is as if your soul was straight guiding your mind and body. These moments are of deep work as relates to self-acceptance and self-realization. They advise you of who you actually are, of your deepest dreams and longings, of what nourishes your soul. They reveal you to yourself in addition to others. These sort of improvisations can assist transform deeply rooted feelings and lead you towards peacefulness, a sense of freedom, and can enable the private to progress in addition to the group as a whole. Engagement in this activity can cause an understanding of what real and inspiring creative expression can produce. This is the essence of spiritual healing and real healing arts, whose scope is clearly beyond pleasing people and commercial values, although you does not necessarily always need to be confrontational. It is more about expressing a depth of feeling in a truthful method.